Hiya, hiya, it's Joey. Sitting in my on the porch, and don't you love that word? Remember porch when you had a back porch and a cellar? Now you have a basement and a lanai. That's in Hawaii. Hey, listen. Speaking of that, they have some good weed in Hawaii. It's on Willie Nelson's lawn. He doesn't have it mowed. He just rolls it. Listen, I'm thinking about a lot of things. The embryo of the woman my favorite joke is the bird is saying, "Get this guy off my ass." That's Come on, stop it. I'm trying to do my Reynolds Rap. You got to learn how to be a co-host. You got to follow Jay Sorensen. You sit there and laugh at all the bad jokes and then bitch slap me after the meeting. He does that. He beats me up in the room afterwards, chains me to the wall. Listen, I got to tell you about something. This embryo, that frozen embryo, this woman that said it was frozen 40 years ago or something, 20 years ago. And so that child would be very old if born. Very difficult to pass out of the womb, too. But the embryo is old, and she's suing because they kept this thing frozen for too long, she thinks. It's a kidsicle, But what they did was they took this embryo and remember Benjamin Button, the movie with, who was in that? It was Brad Pitt. Where he got younger as he was aged. He got older in age and younger in looking, and he married a girl halfway, and she got old, and then he got young. So he was too young to do anything with her, and she was too old to want to do anything. It's an interesting film, and it's the story of my life, folks. Part of my life. The other life is really getting this. Bird abuse. You're guilty of elder abuse. Do you know that, you pecker? So what's happening is, yeah, I know. It's all part of it. You're not an American eagle, but you can, or a falcon. But I want to tell you something. Would you stop for a minute? Just stop for a second while I can tell these people about Walt Disney. He's going to be thawed out. He was frozen. Walt Disney was frozen. He loved birds. He did a lot of movies about nature and cartoons and things about animation. Wonderful things. Walt Disney. And he's frozen. When they thaw him out, he's going to come back and he's going to find out that they bought Fox. He said his idea of Fox was in Pinocchio at Pleasure Island, not this one. He doesn't know he woke up a Republican. That's what Walt Disney's going to be very surprised because he was a Nazi, And that's what they say. I mean, come on. They say a lot of things. They say that Johnny Russo was at Marilyn Monroe's suicide or something, and Kennedy caused it. Or so. They say that people make up all this stuff to keep the news going. But anyway, Walt Disney's coming back to find out that Danny DeVito is flying on Dumbo. He's going to say, "Get this dwarf out of my way here. What are you doing?" He belongs as one of the seven dwarfs. There's Sleepy and Grouchy and Grumpy and Danny. This bird's not going to let me alone, is it? This bird is a show stealer. See, kids and pets. That's all you need, and then you win an election, and what pet did the president have? I don't mention his name because he's got too much publicity anyway. President, what's his name? So here we are. I'm in my great mood of waking up and finding that I'm still alive and kicking, and wondering why television is so boring. Except for the sports. Sports is sports. You either win or you lose. And the specials are done well, and the coverage of tragedies. But the other stuff, the ordinary stuff, a laugh track on a comic series, I think that's passé. It's over. And I think the only person that really has a good handle on all of this stuff is Larry David. Because he's insane. That's why. He's just crazy. He used to walk off the stage when he didn't like the audience. He was like Andy Kaufman used to do that. I know. I lived with Kramer, remember? And that wall is preserved for the comedy wall that they had, that Jerry Seinfeld started at, and even Kramer. And I think somewhere along the line I should have done stand-up comedy. But I was never brave enough to do that. You know, my whole idea is to sit down and not work. Those are two things that America's famous for these days. All right, I'm done with my grouse. I don't want to talk about anything that's on the news today. I'm just tired of it. I don't want to watch television, and unless I'm on it, and I don't want to do anything on television that requires answering phones and talking about the politics. I mean, it's boring. They're already starting with the election 2 years from now. They're starting to get their money together, and they're running for office already. Come on, it's not even over yet. Yeah, well, it's a Reynolds Rap.